Hi, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Tim. I upload new videos every week that are all about running. Hey, if you want to skip ahead to the part of the video that's of most interest to you, I've tried to make it really easy. All you have to do is open the description, and there you're going to find chapters that I've laid out. Click on the timestamp for the topic that you want to watch, and it'll take you right there. Today, I'm reviewing two premium stability shoes, one brand new offering from Asics. It's their Gel-Kayano Lite shoe, and one by Hoka, their Gaviota 2. These are both premium stability shoes. We're going to take a real close look at them together to see which one might be right for you. But first, I'm going to take them out for a run out at my state park, and then when we get back, we're going to take a real close look at them together.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
What a great run I had out at the park in both of these shoes. Fantastic fall weather in the high 40s, low 50s, nice and cool out on the run, and all those terrific fall colors that we got to see on the leaves in the trees. So fantastic. Just love running this time of year. So let's talk about these two shoes. They're very close in terms of cost. The Gel-Kayano Lite is the more expensive of the two shoes. It costs $160 US, while the Gaviota 2 costs $150 US. Now, the Kayano's been around a while. Asics released the 27th version of this shoe earlier this year. This is their light version of that shoe, and it comes in 2 ounces lighter than its predecessor. Now, on my scales for men's size 9, it came in at 10.1 ounces or 285 grams. The Gaviota 2, very similar in weight. On my scales, it came in at 10.4 ounces or 293 grams. In terms of sizing, both of these shoes ran true to size for me. Also, on the Gel-Kayano Lite, I have about 20 miles that I've logged on this shoe. On the Gaviota 2, I have well over 100 miles on these shoes. So as we look at the uppers and compare them, the midsole, the outsole, just keep that in mind that you're going to see a little more wear on the Gaviota 2, but I wanted you to know why. Now, these shoes have a lot in common, starting with their uppers. Both have an engineered mesh upper that's lightweight and breathable. I stayed pretty cool out there running. I wouldn't say that they're overly breathable, but they do offer enough airflow to keep you comfortable during your run experience. Now these shoes I felt like had plenty of room in the toe box for my toes. I didn't feel crowded at all. They both felt really comfortable that way. And you can see that they each have lots of perforations in the top of the toe box. Although the Gaviota 2, they continue those perforations back around almost to the midfoot along that upper. I did feel like both shoes did do an adequate job though of keeping my feet cool while I was out running. Now, in order to get that stability that you're looking for, these shoes need to have you locked in and secure. Now, so let's take a look at the lacing system and see how each one of these accomplishes it. They are totally different. You'll notice that with the Gel-Kayano Lite shoe, that's a much more traditional lacing system, while the Gaviota 2 has a more complex system where they use an arch lock wing system. And you'll notice that that wing is sewed in right underneath your arch and then comes up over the top of your foot so that you're more banded into the shoe as opposed to being cinched in by the laces. Now looking at the tongue of these shoes, they're very similar in terms of the padding. The difference is that the Gaviota 2 has a semi-gusseted tongue, so there won't be any issue with that tongue migrating or moving around while you're out running. However, in the 20 miles or so that I've put on the Kayano Lite, I haven't had any issues that way. It's laid pretty flat on my foot, and both seem very comfortable when I was out running. Now looking at the padding around the collar as well as the tab of each of these shoes, they both have a very traditional padding system in that area. And you can see that it's got lots of padding to keep you comfortable when you're out running. With the Gaviota 2, they've got a little bit of a Achilles heel notch there, and that felt comfortable. I think with the Asics Kayano Lite shoe, they have got a little bit more padding up around that heel collar and tab. But both felt really terrific when I was out running. I think I put a lot of very comfortable miles. I didn't have any issues with hot spots on either shoe. Now, both of these shoes have a lot of structure around the heel counter. It's pretty comparable. If I had to pick, I'd say the Asics Kayano Lite has a little bit more structure. It's a little stiffer heel counter, but both give you a lot of structure there in order to give you a locked in and secure feeling. Also to help correct or reduce overpronation. So they do a terrific job with this. Also, you'll notice that with the Gaviota 2, they've included a pull tab simply to help make it easier to get your shoes on. And that's a nice feature. Another nice detail for both shoes is that they have removable insoles, and I always appreciate, I've mentioned this in other shoe reviews before, it's just so nice to be able to pull an insole out. They get dirty and grungy over time, and it's really a treat to be able to pull them out, wash them, and stick them back in your shoe. Or if they get wet, you can dry them out pretty easily. Each of these insoles have a good amount of structure to them. They're fairly thick, so they add some cushion to your run experience as well. Looking now at the midsole of these shoes, I'm going to start with the Asics Gel-Kayano Lite shoe. It has a 31 millimeter stack height in the heel and 21 millimeters in the forefoot for a 10 millimeter offset from the heel to the toe. And they're using a eco version of their FLYTEFOAM material that's lightweight, it's durable cushioning, and it's environmentally friendly. They're using what they call these super fibers in that material that help to reduce or slow your pronation as you run. They also use 3D space construction that creates stability through a series of geometric shapes through that midsole foam. In addition to the one-piece FLYTEFOAM material that they now have on their midsole that goes from their heel all the way to the toe, up in that forefoot, they have still their gel, and that adds to the comfort of the shoe. Turning now and looking at the Gaviota 2 and their midsole, they have 32 millimeters in the heel and 27 millimeter stack height in the forefoot for a 5 millimeter offset from the heel to the toe. And that's a lot of cushioning up under that forefoot. It has 6 millimeters more of their EVA foam than the Gel-Kayano Lite does. So similar for both shoes is they're using a more dense foam in order to reduce overpronation. and to help make your gait cycle a little more efficient. Now let's flip these shoes over and we'll take a look at the outsole on these shoes. And you'll see in the heel area where they have kind of that J frame, and that's what Hoka is known for in order to reduce overpronation in their shoe. But the rubber in those areas is almost identical in the placement, and that would be, high abrasion areas where you would expect to see wear first. The difference is up around the midfoot to the toe area, and you can see that with the Hoka Gaviota 2 that they have rubber up around in the outside edge of the shoe, while the Asics Gel-Kayano Lite has rubber pretty much that entire area of that forefoot. So lots of durability, I think, for the Asics Gel-Kayano Lite. Also, you'll notice on the outsole that both of these shoes have midfoot cutouts that help provide a more smooth transition from your heel strike all the way to your toe off. So let's talk about performance. Both do a really good job of correcting overpronation. With the two shoes, I'd say that you're going to get more stability or more of that corrective action out of the Gel Asics Gel-Kayano Lite than you do with the Hoka Gaviota 2. I just think that the Gaviota 2 is a more mild corrective action, a little gentler, I think, in how they go about correcting your foot strike. Also, the Gaviota 2 has a late-stage meta rocker, meaning that they started sculpting that foam up well past the metatarsal head of your foot. So you've got a big, wide platform to land on, which helps with creating the stability that you want out of a stability shoe, but it also makes it a little bit slow underfoot. So between the two, in terms of speed, I just found that the Asics Gel-Kayano Lite was a little faster underfoot. When I did want to pick up the pace, and these are not tempo shoes or progression day shoes, these are really daily trainers that you can log a lot of miles on comfortably. But when I did want to pick up the pace, I found it to be a little easier to do that when I was running in the Asics Gel-Kayano Lite. But I did enjoy running in both of these shoes. I'm going to continue to run in them as I go forward. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe give it a thumbs up. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.